Today we'll be doing dissection of the eyeball. For doing dissection of eyeball, we have brought the specimen of the bullseye. So first of all, the layers of the eyeball. So it is made up of three coats. So the outermost, you are having the sclera and the cornea. Second, you are having the middle layer, which is a vascular layer. So the middle layer is made up of choroid, ciliary body and the iris. Third, that is the innermost layer. So that is the neural layer. The neural layer is made up of the retina. So for dissection, we have brought the bullseye. So we will be doing dissection of the bullseye today. In this eyeball, so behind what you are seeing, so this is the optic nerve. Anteriorly what you see here, this is the cornea. Then this portion is called the sclera. So both are the fibrous coat. The cornea forms 1/6 portion and the sclera forms the 5/6 portion. So now we are making the incision. So we will do an incision and we will try to see the structures which is present inside the eye. So when we make this incision, you can see one liquid, one jelly-like substance which is oozing out. So that jelly-like substance is called the vitreous humor. So this vitreous humor, the function of it is to maintain the shape of the eyeball. So now we have made the incision. So once when you made the incision, the structure is what you are seeing here. So this entire thing, jelly-like substance, so that is called the vitreous humor. So what we will do is, we will study the structures which is present in the posterior region. Then we will study the structures present in the anterior region. So if you see in this posterior region, so anyhow we will make one complete section. Okay, so these are the connective tissues which are attached to this sclera, so that we have just separated it. Okay, so if you see this posterior region of this eyeball, the interior if you see, so first this structure what you are seeing, this entire thing is the vitreous humor. So once now we have reflected the vitreous humor and this structure which you are seeing here, so this is the neural layer. So this neural layer, this whitish color layer is the retina. So this is the retina of the eyeball. So when you try to separate the retina, you can see it is attached at one region. So in one region it is completely attached. The reason for it is the nerve fibers from this retina are passing through this region, that is called the optic disc. So it is passing through it and it continues as the optic nerve. So this optic nerve, you can see exactly where the optic nerve is attached, the retina is exactly attached in that region. So the nerve fibers are passing through it. So later you are seeing one more layer. So here you are seeing this bluish greenish layer. So this is called the tapetum lucidum. So this tapetum lucidum, so it is an specialized cells which are present in the choroid region. So this is present only in animals. In humans it is absent. That is the reason when you focus the light in the eyes of an animal during night, you can see it like a greenish colored or bluish colored structure. So that is because of this tapetum lucidum, the specialized cells which function for the reflecting the light which is present along with this choroid. So this structure what you are seeing here, this layer, completely blackish layer which you are seeing here, so this is called the choroid. So this is the vascular layer. So this choroid, then when you reflect this choroid, you can see one more layer which is little more thicker. So that is called the sclera. So outermost you are having the sclera, then the middle vascular coat called the choroid. As you move anteriorly, you will also see ciliary body and iris. Then this what you are seeing here is the tapetum lucidum, this colored area. Then what is over it, that is the retina layer which we have reflected. So now coming to the anterior aspect. So anterior aspect also, first you are having this vitreous humor. So this eyeball itself is made up of two compartments. So one is called the anterior compartment, another is the posterior compartment. So if you see, the anterior compartment is lying in front of the lens. So this is the lens. Anteriorly you are having the cornea. So this is the cornea, this is the lens. So in between cornea and the lens is the anterior compartment, where there will be watery like consistency fluid which is present. that is called the aqueous humor. And behind the lens, what we saw was the large posterior compartment in which the vitreous humor was present. So what I am reflecting now, so all these are the vitreous humor. So once when you reflect this vitreous humor, so the blackish structure, colored structure what you are seeing, so that will be called the ciliary body and the iris. So if you see here, this blackish structure what you are seeing, this irregular like elevation, like strikes like what you are seeing over here, so this is the ciliary body. So from the ciliary body there will be small ligaments called the suspensory ligament of lens, which will attach this lens. So this lens has been attached, it has been holded by a ligament that is called a suspensory ligament, which is getting attached to the ciliary body. So now we have reflected the lens. Then this structure what you are seeing over here, see this is also blackish in color. I'll just show it. So now you can see it very clearly. This is the ciliary body. You can see these elevations which is present here. So this is the ciliary body, and the smooth area what is present here, this is the iris. So iris acts like a diaphragm. So this is the iris. Then there is one opening. You can see here this opening. So this is called the pupil. So this is the pupil. So if you see the shape of the pupil, in animals it is rectangular in shape, whereas in humans the shape of the pupil will be circular. So the pupil will constrict or dilate. So anterior to this pupil, if you see, you are having the cornea. So the cornea which you saw before, anterior to it is the cornea. So the anterior chamber, if you see the anterior compartment is again divided into two chambers called the anterior chamber. So that anterior chamber is lying between the cornea and the iris, and the posterior chamber is lying between the iris and there will be the lens which is present. So behind the lens, the entire thing is called posterior compartment. So these are the structures which you see in an eyeball dissection. So outermost was the fibrous layer, which includes two things. So one was the anteriorly, so one was the cornea and the large portion called the sclera. Then you are having the middle layer that is made up of this blackish colored thing that is called the choroid. Anteriorly you are having ciliary body and the smooth area called iris. So that was a vascular coat. Then you are having the innermost, that is the neural layer, which is made up of the retina. Okay. So now after removing the lens, you can just see how the images are being magnified when you see through the lens.